nigga finna go crazy, just answer your phone. Yeah, I seen you with your man on Rodeo Drive. That's a bitch, thinking about how I was in those styles. Yo, you wish you was.
Okay, I see you, Miss D over there.
Let's just speak the real, I'm putting all passion aside. You know we started off as friends, we just happened to vibe. Now you might get the pleasure, fill me with letters and lies. I think I'm at my max, cause you was savage design.
I'm first, but I don't know who's first.
Okay, y'all.
Come on in. Thank you, babe. Oh. Go there. Miss Lee. Oh, Cody.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. So tonight is going to get very deep.
Yes.
But in a good way. We want to shine light on, what a lot of people are very, not really open about or sacred to a lot of people. And this is going to get real deep. I'm very happy about this topic. We are not going to hold y'all too long, so just keep coming on in. We're just trying to give y'all some time. We vibing. And, we already know everybody had a long week, possibly, So, it's Happy Saturday. The ladies overall are on. And we coming to, talk about a deep topic tonight. We definitely give healing. What else do we give, ladies?
We give love.
Yes.
Positivity, uplifting, support.
Yes.
We give a voice.
Education.
Beauty.
Yes.
We shine light on things that a lot of people choose not to shine light for.
And more than anything, we give an open platform for everybody to just be free, be themselves.
Right.
Judgment what? Free
free.
zone.
That's safe.
Yes. So we're just going to vibe a little bit while everybody come in. First of all, I want to say, kings and queens, I love y'all. Keep being great. Keep doing what you're doing. And I also want to shout out them entrepreneurs out there making it happen, pushing towards their goals, and just going. Like, don't stop. Keep going. And if you ever need that push, just kick on Kicking It Raw's page. We always got something positive for y'all, something to keep y'all pushing. Y'all already know what it is. So honestly, like, even though we vibing tonight, I want to keep it rolling because this conversation is really deep. Please hit the share button. It doesn't matter if you share this, to your inbox, to people individually. Please share it.
This is something that a lot of people need to hear. A lot of people don't know they need to hear it until they hear it. So please share this. Even if it's not for you, it could be for someone else that's on your page or someone that you know. So please take heed to this message tonight and send it to someone that you think may need this word.
Exactly. And to the people who are watching from the side window, as I say, because since Facebook had this update, everybody can watch from the sideline.
Right.
Which we don't care, we don't mind. Watch from the side as long as you get in that healing and you can support this and send it to somebody else. That's all we care about. So I don't even want to hold back because it's gonna get real deep tonight. So I just want to go ahead and get into it. So like I said, I love y'all. Happy Saturday, and let's get some healing tonight. More than anything, we had a whole week. Everybody needs some uplifting, some love, and some support. So y'all already know what it is. It's a platform for men and women to come together where we always keep it real and raw.
Yes.
Yes, as always, you already know this is a judgment-free zone. If we see any judgment or negativity, we will delete and block you.
Yes. And every other Saturday, remember, every other Saturday, us ladies of Kicking It Raw will always speak about the real, raw truth about everything. What you experience, what we experience, whether it's what we talking about tonight, mental health, whether it's about family development, social injustice, you name it, we will always talk about it, okay? We will always keep it really raw. So make sure you always stay tuned.
Exactly.
And as always, it's your girl, Miss D, with the hot tea. Tonight, I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into it because I definitely want to get to this topic because it needs to be had, it needs to be discussed. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that hot tea if that's fine with y'all.
That's fine with us, girl.
please, please, please jump into it. Don't be shy. You know, be you, do what's best for you. We in here. And I just want to say I love everybody who tuning in.
Yes, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey to everybody tuning in.
So what you got for us
I'm
tonight,
gonna
girl?
jump on in. So, the state of Colorado is starting to crack down on mental health. So a lot of employers in Colorado, like in the Colorado Construction Company, probation departments, local school districts, a financial service organization, and the Children's Hospital of Colorado, all share one thing in common. They all have bosses that are interested in their employees' mental health.
Okay.
So, they're using this new online program that's designed by local experts from the Colorado School of Public Health and the University of Colorado's Helen and Arthur E. Johnson Depression Center. They developed and launched the Workplace Mental Health Module. This module, it helps organize assessments, help organizations assess their existing mental health support through a survey. They basically give surveys to the bosses or the owners of the company that come to them, and it provides a report card based on the results from that survey. And whatever the results, they also provide consultation with experts to map out how to basically move forward with how they should treat moving forward with their employees, whether if they need to do more, offer more assistance. And the survey basically all covers workplace culture, employee benefits, training and education, equity and accessibility. Also, they've learned from doing this assessment that in the construction industry, apparently it has the highest suicide rate in the country, people in that field. These employees have also said that they have basically seen a change in their employees in health and mental health at work. A lot of their employees have told them that since they've started this and initiating this, their mental health has improved a whole lot. So
oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! I'm so happy and I'm loving it. So first of all, I just want to speak on it real quick. I just want to say that's amazing that even a job can even step out and do something that's really major to help, you know, with something that's so major going on around the world. I feel like the fact that, you know, they even wanted to do that from the start is amazing, and it's a blessing. Because the fact that these workers are slowly healing and everybody are able to, you know, just, I don't even know how to put it, like the fact that they're even able to do that at a job and feel like, wow, I'm really slowly starting to heal and get better. It's amazing. So shout out to
It's about time someone jobs pay attention to what their employees are going through, because a lot of jobs don't care. And I will say I was shocked that construction has the highest, you know, rate with that, because I would have assumed like call centers.
Construction's apparently, I guess, because the strenuous work of their job, and then you're also working in all types of weather, like they work year round.
Hey Gina, love you. Hey AJ, love you. We are talking about something really deep tonight, Gina, which I'm pretty sure you can relate. AJ, I'm pretty for sure you can relate. So please don't be shy. Share this. Tag anybody. We are here. We are giving love, and that's what we're here to do. How do y'all feel about that before we get into our topic today?
Yeah, I definitely feel that that's great. Like I said, give a round of applause to Colorado for even taking the initiative.
That is
to
huge.
Think about, you know, their employers and their employees. Thinking about their mental health, because you know you never know what a person is going through when they come into work. You know, a person can just been lost their house, they could have burned down, or something with the kids, and they still have to come into work, putting a smile. You know, we all wear faces, putting a smile on their face, and got to go back home to deal with, you know, the anguish or whatever they could be, you know, dealing with at the time. So big ups to Colorado.
Yeah, I will say a lot of jobs tell you leave it at the door.
Yeah.
But that's not.
Raw could never.
That's not easy to do. You can't just turn something that you're going through off leaving it at the door. But I'm glad that they're doing that.
Okay.
It's about time they took notice.
You can. I mean, let's be honest. We all have.
Yeah,
You can turn things off and leave it at the door, but is that always safe and is that always healthy? It's not.
Yeah, and I will say, even the companies that do have that, those sources for you to get mental health, they don't initiate it like, like they have that employee incentive, like for which your benefits, but they don't show you or give you instructions or give you that help to show you how you can use those resources and anything. They basically tell you, you got this, but you don't know how to even use it, how to access it, how to get to it. And honestly, I feel like Colorado and the school and university that came up with this, and the fact that the employers in Colorado, just because the school came up with this, didn't mean those employers even had to use it. But the fact that these bosses and stuff are actually using it, and more of them are actually taking advantage of it, is amazing. And I honestly think that it should spread more, like nationwide. Like this program definitely needs to be more accessible all over.
More mental health days.
Yeah.
And it's
More
actually
mental health check-ins.
Yeah. Definitely.
also, I will say, for anybody, owners or business owners that are interested in it, it's actually, the program, from what I've seen, is accessible. They have different options ranging from $100 to the max I've seen payment plan was $500. So I mean, you don't even beat that. That's actually good.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Thank you, Miss C.
So that tea has been spilled, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't even look at that as tea.
Yeah, that's it's important.
Yeah, that's it's tea, but it's educational. It's very important. We always hear health is wealth, but I think when you say health is wealth, a lot of people think losing weight or health is wealth includes your mental health, your mental state.
Your emotions,
yes.
Overall well-being, exactly.
So I do appreciate you, Ms. D, for that information.
Thank you.
So what I do want to go ahead and do is get started. I don't want to hold back because this topic is something special to me. So let's go ahead and kick it off, ladies.
Yes.
So tonight's topic or discussion is about called Trapped in Trauma.
Trauma.
Yes, so tonight's discussion is a lot of conversation about mental health awareness and being honestly trapped in trauma. So ladies, let's go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yes. So I definitely sorry about that, everyone. We're not acting weird. It was something to the side of us, and we was like, so I just want to put that out
So I
there.
think maybe we should go ahead and start. Ms. D, I know you stated, you shared the information about Colorado and employers offering, more resources for those that have mental illnesses. I would like to say something about that because I have noticed that, and like I was saying a little bit earlier, a lot of companies, a lot of jobs don't offer any kind of benefits or resources or even understanding for people that are going through things. For instance, if someone passes away, if it wasn't a close family member, you're not getting off.
Yeah.
I remember when
Immediate family
when
members.
my
So
mom,
mom, dad, sister, brother, that's it. If it's
and also
Mother-in-law.
it's not only that, it's
Some
I
don't
remember
even
when
count
my
your
mom
siblings.
passed. Yeah, they
Sure,
don't.
Yeah.
don't.
I remember when my mom passed, the job that I was working at, my boss, but lucky the lady that was in charge of that does that, she understood, and let me get the full length that I should have had off. But a lot of bosses she was like, oh, well, she only gets this, or because she described. No, the lady was like, no, scratch that. Basically hitting to me you have to be like the caregiver or the person that took care of that person. So it's a lot of red tape that goes on with that.
And that's sad that you have to.
Well, that's
fight
very
that.
disrespectful.
Yeah, but the person that was in charge took over that and understood. I mean, come on now.
And to speak on that too, I noticed also not only do they have to be immediate, but they only think you need like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they give you a day or 2 days, and that's it. Like,
And that's just
supposed to
dealing
be-
with, family members or people that passing away. That's not including when you are going through something personally that doesn't have anything to do with anyone passing away.
Right.
It's like they look at you like you're crazy. Well, can you still come in? Well, you need a doctor's note. Not everything you're calling out for, you can go get a doctor's note
Right,
for.
right.
I think
But they really think that.
They
And
really
it's really
do.
bad.
Do you know, like, a lot of people, and this is, physical health too, but a lot of people just go to work sick.
Mhm.
Like, physically
Pushing
sick,
through, yeah.
pushing through.
Right.
So imagine how many people go to work pushing through mentally.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
that has to be, like, one of the worst feelings, pushing through something that you are struggling with to go make money. But, like, what am I trying to say? Like, but you're making money for someone else, if that makes sense.
Especially for a company that doesn't
Yes.
care.
They don't care about you.
Right.
And that's why everyone, I know that everybody does not have the same goals and dreams of being an entrepreneur or business owner.
Right.
But honestly, that is the best move, especially in these days.
Yeah.
And even if you don't want to do it alone, get you some people that you really love,
A solid
that you
team.
trust,
Yeah, a
like
solid
us
team.
four ladies. Working for yourself is definitely the goal. Making your own shots, controlling, happiness and self-peace and etc. It's so much that goes on with it. And even if you don't want to be a business owner, that's fine.
Right.
Do something or a career where you know that you will have that full-on control.
You can be a silent partner.
Yeah, like control of
Yeah.
basically, someone not, discrediting, your mental health or basically taking
And it's nothing.
everything that's
Yeah.
severe in your life as, oh, that's nothing, I need you
Right.
here.
And it's nothing like punching in your own clock. I really don't like.
Oh
punching
my
in your own
gosh, say
clock.
that again. Because,
and-
honey, I'm on the edge.
And I just love
The
that.
edge.
Yeah, and I just love
Real
that.
close.
Yeah.
Girl, every day when I be sitting, y'all, woo, I'm on the edge.
I just love that a lot of Black African American individuals
Yes.
and people in general, like, I just love that they have really started their own businesses during this COVID situation.
Yes, I have seen
Yes.
so many
You
hustles
just
that
see,
go
I really
getters.
love it. Black Wall Street, let's get it back going.
Yes.
Black Wall Street, but I love it.
Yeah, during this COVID whole pandemic, it's been a lot, but that is one positive thing that has come
Yeah,
from it.
definitely.
So
But-
let's go ahead and keep it going, okay?
Yeah.
So today, first of all, tonight is just open talk about mental health.
Right.
So there's
Yes.
not y'all know, usually we have a specific topic. We do have, some key points that we want to base it off of, but please comment, please be free, judgment free zone. Let's speak on it, okay? So let's talk about, not escaping trauma, okay?
Right.
So, Miss D, if you want to start, we'll go on around. So when you hear not escaping trauma, what does that mean to you? Let the viewers know.
Not escaping trauma, it just sounds like basically it's inevitable. Like, trauma's going to happen in your life whether you want it to or not. Depends on the severity of it. Some might be more severe than others, but it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. Like, you can't avoid it.
But what does that mean to you? Are you
Right.
getting what I'm saying? Like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah.
When you hear not escaping trauma, Miss D, what does that mean to you? Let them know. Spit it. Like, don't hold back. Let them know.
What are you thinking?
I was going to say, come back to me so I can think more on it.
To me, not escaping trauma literally means that I'm living with that trauma, whatever happened to me, that I consider trauma for the rest of my life. And whether or not I suppress it or I deal with it to where I am able to live with it as long as I'm on this earth, that's your choice. But to me, it's living with that and having to, I don't know about anybody else, but I know I'm the kind of person that relives things. Like, I could just be sitting here and something just popped up in my head out the blue. And like, now how did that even just pop up in your head? That could be triggers that has triggered or a conversation
That's what I was
that
just
has
about to
triggered.
say.
Or,
It's just
just
triggers
me,
and life
just
experiences.
thinking about what that experience or that trauma has happened. That's my take on or opinion on living with trauma, not being able to escape it. It's I think about it mentally. You know, going into a store, it pops up. Especially if you were if
it happened there or
or something happened, you think about that. It's always going to be
really bad too.
Right.
So hey everyone, I hope everybody's doing great. Already the topic is like really hitting me hard. So when I hear not escaping trauma, I really just immediately go into a dark space. It sends off so many red flags, and it puts me in a mindset that I don't like being in, because I know that it's trauma that I cannot unfortunately ever escape, like Ms. Danielle said,
can't fix it.
because it's always going to be there.
Right.
When I hear not escaping trauma, I hear my pain from my childhood, things I've endured, whether it was something minor or major. Those things stick with you. Also, when I hear not escaping trauma, it's sad because as I'm sitting here thinking, all I see is pain, tears, and just a dark place, because I've been there, on several occasions, and it's the worst spot to be in. And even as an adult, and learning from everything I've been through or experienced, when that trauma hits me, it's just something I don't like thinking about or feeling. Like it sets you back, and especially when that trauma affected you in the worst way. And let's just say it happened, I don't know, when you was 10 years old, and now you're 25,
right,
and something triggers it. It's like it's that worst pain of that flashback or that thought. I can't really express it. So that's what happens with me when I think about some of the trauma I've been through. Like, first of all, I'm not really big on living in the past. I don't do that. I usually just push things to the back of my head and I leave it where it's at. With trauma, there is no escaping. So that's why I said it's just there. So not escaping trauma is really, really deep. It's heartfelt, and it also can be very dangerous.
Definitely.
When I have those moments, sometimes it puts me in a bad space, y'all. Like, I can either get angry, or I can not even want to be bothered with nobody, or any person that just do one little thing. Now it's on. All I see is red, because I'm already dealing with this, in my thoughts or head today, and now you have triggered it and made it even worse. So all of those things are what I see when I think of not escaping trauma, because I am basically trapped. And that really makes me sad. That actually just made my stomach feel like very nauseous, and I'm getting like really emotional just thinking about it, because I am trapped in that trauma, and I don't think that I'm ever going to get out, no matter, whatever forms I take to try to move on, which I have. It's just some things are just so painful and just so, I don't even know the words. It's just like, regardless, it's always going to be there. So I just want to let anybody else know, if y'all are trapped just like me, this is a judgment-free zone. I definitely understand, and I hope that just like I do every day, that y'all keep pushing and that y'all make it through. And I love y'all.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said, and what you said about you never know when trauma is going to pop up, whether it's the past or a future trauma that's about to come up. And I also agree with what you said. A lot of times you are trapped in your trauma, whether you know how to work through it or not, but it's still going to pop up.
Exactly. That's the hard part about it.
It's just kind of, I'm not going to say up to the person, but it kind of is, but also up to the experience of how you get through it. But yeah, I definitely agree with what y'all saying.
Thank y'all for the love. And I just want everybody to know, like, we get it. more than anything, I'm speaking for myself. I get it. I get the being trapped. I get the dark places. I get it. I definitely understand it. So, Miss Lee, when you hear not escaping trauma, how does that make you feel, or when you hear that, what do you feel?
It definitely gives me like goosebumps.
Right.
It sends like a shiver down my spine because I feel like I feel like it's like the other lady said, it's not something that ever really goes away. It's like a dark cloud. It could be sunny outside, and it feels as if you're walking around with a dark cloud over you constantly. It feels like you're in a hole and you're trying to climb up and you keep falling back down. It's a very hard situation. I feel like it's also like, putting a Band-Aid on a cracked wall. Like, if that wall moves or something triggers you, that hole gets wider. I definitely feel like there's a lot of triggers. Like, me personally, I can smell something. I know sweet pea perfume like really takes me to a different place.
Yes,
and it's like
something that
you like, Miss Danielle, you could go somewhere, you can walk into Walmart and it takes you back to that place. And honestly, for me, I feel as if I felt in that moment. So if I walk into Walmart and I'm in a candy aisle and it triggers me, I go through the range of emotions that I went through whenever I had that experience of trauma. Right. And it can put you in a very dark place, and it can be very hard to, because when you're dealing with trauma, period, mental health, you keep pushing, you're working on getting yourself to a place where you're okay, and it can really set you back when you just made it 10 steps forward, and now you back here again. So right. That escaping trauma, I don't really feel like there's an escaping. I feel like there's a running from trauma, but it's not really, or living with it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
With it.
I was definitely going to say, because I'm going to be honest.
Well, some people
I'm going to be honest, no matter how many times I may have wanted to run from the trauma, the pain cut so deep that there was no running. It was like, you really have to get up every day and put on this facade of, I can keep pushing, I can keep doing this. So then it's technically like, oh, I have to push through. And then it turns from, I have to push through to, damn, I really have to learn to live with this. Mm-hmm. Right. It's crazy. Right. It's like steps.
Yeah, it's definitely steps. And I think with a lot of my traumas, I have just learned to live with it. Mm-hmm. So even in the moment, if I'm like walking into a store and I remember a moment of something and I get sad and I'm like sad for a moment, and then it's like, okay, snap out of it. Mm-hmm. Just carry on.
And I definitely agree with you ladies. And when I say running from it, I feel like I don't know the proper word for it, but a lot of times people will, and I'm guilty of it, not necessarily self-medicate, but like use other things to not deal with that trauma.
Yeah, right. You try to
overcompensate for
and also,
you basically trying to fill that void. That's what it is.
Right. Filling the void.
You're trying to fill the void, whether it's having sex constantly with multiple people, or you're constantly working so much that you don't even want to be at home alone,
or having lots of kids. Like
oh my gosh, that's so
a lot
true.
of times when women or people lose that special person that was close to their heart.
That's so true.
They keep populating, in the presence
so
of
many
trying
different.
It's so many ways that you can like overcompensate, not overcompensate, but try to fill that void.
Drug use.
Right.
I mean, drug use, alcoholism. Like it's so much.
And sometimes when you're so trapped in that trauma, you can cause yourself further trauma.
Right.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Internally.
That is so true.
Mentally, physically, emotionally.
Because even when you're trying to fill that void and you come back to common grounds, you're like, why did I put myself through that?
Right.
And now I have something else added to the trauma that I already am going through.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you so much for speaking on that, Shania. That was really deep.
So,
Miss D. I'm sorry.
Miss D. Did you want to answer?
I feel more so for me.
When you hear being trapped in trauma, what does that do to you? How do you feel?
It makes me feel a little bit different than how it affects y'all. It makes me feel more so how I've kind of, until recently, always felt about it. It's more so I feel it's nothing I can do about it. Trauma happened, and it's a permanent feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically,
It really is.
I
That's what's
accept
crazy.
it fully on me, and I don't move forward out of it. I live in the trauma.
Oh,
And
wow,
put
that is so
pain-
deep.
and
Because so
put
many
that
of us
pain
do.
on myself
Yeah.
constantly without even realizing it, and sad, and still the same feeling, that dark hole, that void, that sadness and everything. And it makes you feel more so I don't deserve this. It makes you, it readjusts your brain to, you don't deserve this or anything like that, because if I do, this can happen again, or this can happen. You just look at it,
Right.
everything as it's going to happen again, and everything, like, it just messes up your mental.
You live life
And I just
afraid.
want to speak on, while you were talking about that, I can definitely sense it and feel it, because I just heard it in your voice, and I see, like, your eyes getting watery. So it's like, that's an everyday fight for you. So you're feeling like, this is what happened, this is what it is. I might as well stay trapped in it and accept it, because I don't deserve anything more.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so deep.
Right, that is. So my
That's so
question for
deep.
you ladies is, and for you as well, how do y'all get through it or move past it?
That's
well, not
really
move
deep.
past
That
it,
just like,
or how do you
that touched me a lot.
bring yourself to
Sorry,
stay?
guys.
Not bring yourself to stay. I'm trying to.
It
think of,
gets
like,
a little
words.
emotional sometimes, and
So,
Woo.
how do you get past those moments where you are, your trauma is hitting you, whether it's depression or anxiety or a loss, whatever. Trauma could be anything, y'all, as y'all know. So how do you get past it?
Personally,
Or not past it, but get through those times.
those
where it's
moments,
like-
I get what you mean. Personally, I feel as if when I have those situations, it kind of sets me back.
Okay.
It definitely catches me off guard, and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? But I allow myself to feel what I'm going to feel in that moment. But I don't
Gotcha.
allow myself to stay there long.
Stay that long.
Because, dealing with the depression and anxiety, and, I know if I allow myself to sit there, I'm taking myself back to an even darker place. And I'm going to
Right.
crawl back inside, to my, my safe place where I shut everything out. Because
Yeah,
honestly, when you deal
Right.
with trauma, and the stuff that I've been through in life, I'm speaking for myself personally, I crawl back into my safe spot where I feel as if I shut everyone off, no one can hurt me. If I just keep it pushing my eyes this way, nothing can hurt me. So
Right.
a lot of times if I allow myself to get there, that's what happens. I just shut down and I try to comfort myself. If that
And
makes
when
sense.
you, and
I get
from
exactly
when you
what
come
you're
out of
saying.
it, do you really think that's a safe place? Because I know we all feel like it's a safe place. Well, not all, but you.
Well, I feel
anybody
like
that's in that situation.
as I've grown older and acknowledged my trauma and acknowledged the issues that I have, it helps me not rebirth myself, but reform. Like
Right.
heal myself in that moment, and then I come back and I'm like, I don't know if you call it refreshed, but like I have a different state of mind
I
moving
understand.
forward.
Definitely. What about you, Miss Cynthia?
so you're basically just saying, like, you take a step back,
Mhm.
and then you come back basically reborn. Like, you kind of, okay, I was trapped, this happened, I'm going to take some time,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nothing with me. First of all, I cannot talk to people because I feel like it's pointless. People do not understand my pain.
Mm-hmm.
They have not been through what I've been through. And a lot of people are like, how do you know? Because I know. Everybody around me still has their mother. So that's how I know. And that's just a different type of pain that I can't really express or explain to anyone.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how much I want to go to someone about it, they just would never understand me. Because, you know, if I do, what can they say? You know, I hope you feel better, or, you know, I'm praying for you, or whatever. Like, once you've heard that so much, you get so tired of hearing it. It honestly makes me angry. Because it's just like, okay, I get it. You know, you hope I feel better. I get that you're praying for me. You're trying to uplift me. But when I've heard that so much and I can't have back what really completes me, it just breaks my heart. So it's best for me to continue to stay in my safe place and, you know, stay prayed up and try to continue to heal every day and keep pushing. I don't have that help. I don't have that support. I don't even know how to express it. I want that, but I don't have it. And I feel like, you know, it's not really their fault. They can't help me. I mean, they don't know that feeling. And I honestly don't want anybody to know that feeling. But I feel like when somebody's in a dark place, to everybody who's watching, start calling them, you know, start popping up at their house, wherever they at, you know, leave them a card, take them out, go for a walk in the park, take them out to eat, like, just try to get them out of that dark place. Because when I was in that really, really dark place when my mom first passed away, nobody tried to get me out of that dark space. It was just, oh, I hope you feel better, da-da-da, da-da-da. I feel like I wouldn't have been in that dark place that long if I would have had that true support of people really coming through for me. They didn't come through. It was just, you know, supportive words, but where's the actions behind it? I just feel like it's no action behind a lot of people who say what they say to people who dealing with mental health, or who lost a child, who lost a parent, who lost somebody that was close to them. You know, like, it's bigger than, oh, I hope you feel better. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like I have to keep to myself because nobody can help me. And that's honestly a really, excuse my language, a fucked up space to be in, where you feel like, damn, I can't call anybody to help me or just let me vent about this or talk about this. And my mom was my best friend.
Right.
Honestly, she's who I was with morning, noon, and night. You know what I'm saying? She was my go-to person. She was definitely my everything. And, you know, we had the best. My mom knew everything about me. That's why she was my best friend, because she didn't judge me for anything. And I don't have that anymore, so it's hard. But I did take, you know, the strength that she had. And it's making me smile because it's a really beautiful thing. And at the same time, I got, like, my stomach in knots because I don't really get to talk much about my mom. But it's making me smile because I took a lot that my mom taught me, and it's still sticking with me to this day. And I got my strength from her. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you. Yeah, so I do want to let Ms. D finish before we get into it. We do have some comments. I love all of y'all. I just want everybody to heal tonight. And share this video, whether you share it in the inbox or you share it on your live. Everybody needs some healing. Mental health is serious. And I want everybody to be able to speak on it. Ms. D, I was letting you finish.
Question again. The question was, how do we all deal with getting through those moments? You can go. I can answer.
I think she pretty much answered that. She said that she
I know.
really
I
get
think
through.
you.
I think you answered that.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
did.
she asked
Yeah.
us how we felt.
So let's.
Yeah,
y'all want to go ahead and get into the comments.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
So thank y'all so much.
Yeah,
Hey, Unique, we love you. Hey, Naj, we love you.
Hey.
Hey, Cuz, we love you. So we do want to get into it.
So
I think the first one is Najee.
Yeah, she said.
Hey, Sia, I love you, beautiful.
Hey.
Hello.
Najee said, I love you, Peach. I pray you come out of that trauma. I totally understand.
Oh, love you too. Thank you.
Miss Renee said, I lost my soulmate in 2016 and I haven't been close to no one since. I work every day to try not to trick myself, and I move through it with prayer and talking about. But it's always something to try to make me depressed. I drop tears along, but I comfort myself to try to get through it.
Wow.
Yes.
I totally understand
that.
because I do the same thing. And like we just said, it doesn't matter the time.
Yeah.
That trauma really stays with you.
Yes.
And you said you lost this person back in 2016, a couple years back, and she basically just said what I do. Like, she comforts herself to try to get through, because it's like, sometimes who do you even run to?
Right.
Like I said, the person I ran to was no longer here. So
Right,
who do
exactly.
you know what I'm saying, confide in? So let's keep it moving.
Renee also said, yes, I feel you on that. I get so mad sometimes when people say it will get better. It's easy for them to say, I was in a dark place for 2 years after he passed.
I know.
And that's what I want to speak on really, really quick. I'm sorry. Did you have some?
I was just saying, she also said, thank God for my mother.
Yes, I love you, Mom.
Oh my gosh, we love her. Yes. See, you know, when you got those good moms, oh my gosh, you got to cherish them. That's for anybody on here. You know, I just wish every day that I could have my mom back.
Yeah.
Just cherish those good moms, because, oh my goodness,
Especially
it's amazing.
if they good to y'all in your life.
If your mom is good to you, please be good to her.
And your dad. And your dad.
Because when she gone,
Okay.
you gon' man, I don't even know what to say. But I do want to speak on that. She said, excuse me, Renee said, you know,
When people say it will get better.
when people say it will get better, don't get it wrong. That might be how they really think. You know, they might really think like, oh, it'll get better, just give it time. It never gets better,
really
okay?
love-
You just learn to live with it.
I would say, but yeah, you just learn to live with it, and as time go on, I'm gonna speak for me personally. I feel like as time go on, as I've gotten through those moments by how I deal with it, I'm very open about mine. But a lot of times I'm open to strangers, you know, people that don't even know me. But I'll talk about
Probably
it for
because you
anything.
feel like it's, you know, it's judgment free. Y'all gotta
Well,
understand.
I don't really think about that when I'm talking, so I don't really think about the judgment. It's just the fact
Or
that
maybe it's just you don't know them, so you feel more comfortable. Yeah.
I definitely understand you there, because I will say in my younger years, and this is open and honest here, a lot of times in my younger years, I felt more comfortable talking to strangers online than I did those around me, because I felt like I could be my true self with people who didn't know me. They didn't have no partial, what is it called, judgment or whatever.
Opinionated or
Right.
all that other stuff.
They could see me for me without any judgment passed, because they don't know me. So I definitely understand you there. And I also wanted to touch base on what Miss Renee said. I feel like it's a lot of miseducation, a lot of misunderstanding in regards to mental health, because a lot of people don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So they
and I
just
think that's
say
a lot of
the
times
first
problem.
thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Oh, I hope you feel better," or it'll be okay, or things will get better.
But I want
honestly,
people to
Because
know
you never
really
really know
quick.
what to say.
Right.
But really quick, I want people to know, please stop saying that.
Right,
And the
yeah,
reason why
yeah.
I'm telling y'all that is because that can send a trigger.
Mhm.
Like that trauma that person went through, it can send a trigger by you continuously saying, I hope you feel better, or, I'm praying for you, or whatever. If that's what you really mean behind closed doors and in your heart, please continue to pray for them. Please continue to do positive things for them. But I've heard, I'm praying for you and I hope you feel better so many times.
Mhm.
And it just makes me mad when I hear it. And it's not because I'm mad at that person.
Mhm.
It's just from so many people saying it over and over. And it's like, you hope I feel better. You know I'm not going to feel better.
Mhm.
So it makes me upset. And then it's like, I'm praying for you. Please do. But you don't have to say that. Just do it. I feel like actions are louder than words. And I know a lot of people be like, well, at least they're trying. Well, don't say the wrong thing that could trigger somebody who's been through something so in depth that caused them so much pain. Like,
Which is, really, my point I was, trying to get to. I feel
like that's like somebody being, molested or raped, and I'm saying, hey, how are you feeling?
Right.
What? Like, why? Why would you say that? How are they feeling? You already know how they feeling. They literally went through something traumatizing and severe with their body. And you're asking them after they went through that, how are you feeling?
Right.
I think it's a lot of miseducation too. I think people need to, before they speak on something, educate themselves, because that, honestly, like you said, that's a very generic response.
Yeah.
And I think that's from a lack of really understanding, and because maybe they haven't been through those situations.
Honestly, you're
in
not
life.
really going to understand somebody's situation unless you've been in it. And even if you've been in it, your situation is
Well,
not
what
the
I'm
same as
saying
that
is,
person.
right, but what I'm saying is, if you truly love these people who are dealing with mental health or whatever the situation is, you don't even have to keep saying anything. You could just show them. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, what are the actions behind all these words that are being said? And it's no actions. It's just words, and it's just, those words are sending off triggers. So let's continue. So it was Miss Najee Sky, sis. She said, "I'm so used to." If y'all wanna,
She said, I'm so used to shutting down and cutting off all communication with everyone until I come out on my own. I don't even really know how to allow someone to check up on me or help me through whatever I go through.
Right.
That's me,
and
Najee.
honestly,
I want to speak
that
on
just
that.
made me like
That's
really
me.
sad.
I don't let people in when I'm going through something, because I don't really want them there. Honestly, I just want to deal with them myself and bring my own stuff out as I always do. I don't really. It's like you bombarding me. That's how I feel. Like you bombarding me.
So let's be honest
and
here,
you're making
everybody.
me-
Let's be honest. You know, everybody in the
Yeah.
comments, everybody watching this. We say so much how we want, right? We all want that support. We all want somebody to step up for us. We want people to have our back, loyal to us or whatever.
Right.
But when we get it, we don't know what the fuck to do with it. Because
Right.
that's a prime example of,
Right.
hey, I want to be there for you, and we're
Right.
shutting down and pushing
Yeah, you
away.
push away.
No, it's to the point where I am open. I need it all, okay? I need all the love and support I can get. I've been through so much dark phases and just trauma in my life that all I want to accept is unconditional and unlimited love and support.
I feel
feel like-
but I'm not at this stage. I don't.
No,
want-
you might
I
not
don't
be
want
there
it.
yet, but I feel like let's not push people away. Like sometimes, you know, people, they'll stay in their house, they won't answer the phone.
Yeah,
People are
that's
worried
it.
about you. Like people are really concerned. But you're not answering the
Yeah.
phone because you like, I can't think about the outside world right now.
That's how I feel.
I gotta get
When
my
I'm in
mental
this moment,
together.
I can't
And I
think about other people. I don't really want you to be calling me. Like I don't want it.
Like I said, when I get in my real bad moods, I'm like that. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be around nobody or anything. But I don't talk about it, period. Like I usually, even if I'm around you, I don't really like talking about it or that I'm telling you I'm depressed or anything. I just have trust issues with that. Like I don't like communicating it, period.
Well, I'm honestly to the point where I am very open. If I am depressed, you're going to know. I'm going to tell you. If my anxiety is triggering, ask them. I tell them all the time,
Right.
24/7. It's to the point where I don't want to hide my mental health anymore because it's going to get worse. It's going to cause me problems. So I can't hold back anymore when I'm depressed or my anxiety's acting up or anything. Like, I think the other day, Miss D had asked me something, and I said, it's just one of those days, you know.
Right.
I'm missing my mom. I'm not having a good day. So I'm just letting you know up front, I'm depressed, you know.
Right.
And I think that also is not only letting people know and sending out a red alert,
Right.
like, okay, she needs this time to herself, or maybe she just needs that support,
Right.
or to get out the house or whatever. Like, give people that choice to see if they will step up and help you and support you. See if they really care, if they really want to try to, I mean, they might even say, hey, you know, I know today not your day, but get dressed, I want to take you here. Or, hey, get dressed, let's go over here to the park, go for a walk, clear our mind. Or, hey, I get it that you want that space, so I'm gonna just let you be, and I'll talk to you later, or I'll talk to you tomorrow. Give people that choice. I feel like we shut down so much that we don't even give people that choice.
Right, and I understand what you're saying, and I think for me as well, I'm so used to dealing with everything on my own anyway that I don't want to include other people. I think me dealing with it is me, my best decision, and other people around me or whatever. I just don't want them to be included. I just want to deal with it myself.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
It irritates me when people does try to get involved or whatever.
But let's be honest though, where did that start from? Let's be honest. Because everything about Raw, we're uncut.
Right.
So we're going to speak. So where did that start from to the point where we knew that we wanted that comfort and that support, but we sat there and turned it away? Right. Where did that start from? It had to start from childhood. Definitely. It had to start from us seeing our parents block out certain things or feeling like, oh, I got to be strong. I got to push through. Right. What happens in this house stays in this house. The list goes on. So it affects you. Like the things that we see and the things that we experience, like it starts from a child. Because if our parents had that open platform when we were young to say, you know, when you get angry, you're not supposed to be yelling at people and trying to physically or verbally harm them or abuse them, right? Right, y'all?
Right.
We weren't taught that. It was supposed to be, let's calm down. Let's talk. Let's learn how to properly communicate without all the extra. All we seen was rah, 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 yelling, all this extra unnecessary stuff that we weren't even taught. Right. So, you know, when we came up, it was like, if I'm hurt, I'm going to react in a hurtful way. Right, when in reality, all you have to do is sit down and communicate with somebody properly. And it's sad, as an adult, I really had to learn that. I was like, what is the yelling for? What is all of this for? It's because it started from childhood. Just like us all saying, even some people in the comments are saying, you know, they didn't want that. They pushed people away. Yeah. When in reality, it all started from us being a child. Right. And we knew how to properly communicate and take in, you know, emotions. Right. Oh, they're emotional. Let's uplift them. Let's show love, whatever. And not, oh, you know, shake it off, get over it, whatever. And some people were built on, you know, survival only. Some people were, you know, raised off of love only, and some people had best of both worlds, survival and love. Right. So it really depends on how your household, how you were raised. But I feel like everything starts, the foundation starts at home, and then at home it's just from there. And I feel like everything that we all are seeing that we do, we have to do better and change it. I mean, not only for the sake of, you know, us as individuals and growing and healing. What about these children? Because a lot of people have kids, and you don't want to keep that cycle going where they can't be emotionally free, and they can't express themselves without anger, without all the extra stuff. Or, you know, let's go ahead and block out feelings and let's just stay strong. We're so strong, and that always was put on too a lot. It's like if you not strong, you weak. But in reality, who really the weak one if you can't show that side? Right. And I also have to realize that too. Like, I never cried, y'all. I never cried. Never. I was like, like, I'm too strong for this. Crying ain't for me. Like, nobody ever seen me cry, but I'm going to tell you right now, God woke me up and set me down, because I will cry at any given time. I don't care who see me, where I'm at. If I'm emotional, I'm going to let it out, because that is the side of me that's free, that's been held in too long. So when I see myself crying these days, I think of it as I'm being free. It's beautiful. I've never been that free to be emotionally connected with myself. I've always been like, I've always hid it. But now it's like, I'm strong as hell. The fact that I can even let these emotions out and overcome it. See, I used to think it was the opposite way, but now I see it in another view.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you have that.
Thank you.
I'm not there yet.
It took a lot. It took a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. It took a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I will ever be there. I don't know if I will ever be to that point where I don't like crying. I'm not saying it's weak for anybody.
But that's y'all get what I'm saying. That's what we were taught. Y'all get what I'm saying.
But for me, it's not me to do that, to show emotions. but you know, me not showing emotions has caused issues in my relationships.
Yeah, it does.
Because I don't really know how to show and give
yeah.
that love. So I know that me not having those weak moments does cause issues, but I don't know if I will get to the point where I'm going to let that go. I don't know.
So I feel like I definitely agree that it starts childhood, you know, in the home. I feel like I was loved, but I wasn't given the right love. I feel as if like as far as like emotions, and it was always like, you don't, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? That's too much. And I'm thinking like, well, I'm not sharing enough. Like, what do you mean that's too much? So I feel like as a child, my emotions were, I don't know if the correct word is repressed.
When you said you were, what are they saying? Like, you was too much as a child? Like, you were too active? You were too, what do you mean?
Too vocal. I've always been like vocal. Like, I talked a lot. It was always like, you know, calm down. You know, if I'm excited about something, like I really like to read. So if I got a new book, or I'm at the Goodwill and I see a book and I'm excited about it, it's like okay, why are you doing all that? Calm down. And I feel like that's a lot of you know.
So you want to scream them and
right. So then that's when like I started, you know, suppressing my emotions, and I feel like I really just now as an adult, you know, literally in the past couple of years, I
overanalyze?
No, like I overshare emotions. Like I'm overly emotional because as a child I wasn't able.
It was
to,
like shh.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
It was
like,
basically,
why are you hugging on me? Like, why do you keep telling me you love me? Why are you on me and hugging and kissing? And it's like, as a child,
and that's another deep thing too. But I'm gonna talk about
that.
As
a child, kids need that stimulation.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all not know? Like, when babies are had in the hospital, they can die from lack of touch.
Right.
Lack of, you know what I'm saying, like not being in their mom's arms.
Right.
Like they can really die from that. And I feel like a lot of times, you know, parents that have been through trauma and have not, or situations, mental health that they're not trying to heal from, they directly affect their kids. And I feel like I'm a direct result of that because I'm living the same trauma that my parents went through. And I'm trying so hard.
It's a cycle.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to break that cycle. And it's crazy because I feel like I really did not. I'm just now realizing it, that I'm overly emotional. Like I'm really like I have a problem, honestly. I'm always like, I love you, I appreciate you. Let me help you, because it's like
you didn't have that.
I didn't have that. So I would, and I tell, you know, my boyfriend all the time, I would never want you to feel how I felt. So I'm always telling you I love you, not because I'm trying to prove it to you, but I'm trying to prove it to you, and I'm also making sure that you don't feel how I felt. If that makes sense.
Love that.
I love that. And to him,
I love that.
Because I know my brother, and I know we the same way. We like,
why
it's irritating us.
Right.
Can you calm down? Like you said, can you calm down? Can you chill out? We get it.
And it's hard to do that balance,
right.
But I realized that is a problem because I'm like super protective. I'm super like clingy. Like I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What you doing?
Yeah, that's from.
But it's like
you said.
and I'm always like, can I hug? Because I feel like I've had a lack of.
Can you be loved on?
Right, I've had a lack of that as a child growing up. And of course, if you ask my parents, they'll say, you crazy. But that's truly how I feel or felt as a child. And I feel like everyone's experience is different. And I feel like everyone experiences things differently. They have a different view on what happened. So
even if you grew up in the same house, though.
But
like my brother feels completely different.
With a lot of parents, it's also no ownership. You're a grown-ass adult, and you're trying to basically hide what you truly did that caused this trauma. And basically, you're trying to hide that. First of all, your parents are definitely a reflection of you. I know a lot of people are like, what? No, they are, okay? Like, that's who had you. That's who brought you to this world. So whether you like it or not, they are a reflection of you. Just like growing up, don't act like y'all didn't know. What everybody's parents used to say, don't be out here embarrassing me because you are a reflection of your parents and vice versa. So it's a lot of parents out here who are not owning their truths on what they have caused and what they have done. And they're saying, they're saying, oh, you're crazy, or that didn't happen, or I don't remember that. You know exactly what happened, but you're just not living in your truth. So in order for somebody to truly, in order for somebody to truly move forward and heal, some people do wait around years, or they never even get it because that trauma started with their parents and they never get that healing, and that's really sad. But because their parents is the reason for this trauma.
Right. It's honestly, and I'm sorry, I know I'm going on and on about this, but I really feel like apology with parents to their children is like non-existent.
Oh my gosh!
It's so important.
I can, and it really gives me shivers because I'm gonna have a moment of transparency. Of course, we always real raw, but I had a conversation with my father, and I expressed to him of all the things that I felt as if could have been different, growing up, or the things that really affected me. And I asked him, how did you not know I was depressed? How did you not know I had anxiety? How did you not know that I was unhappy? And he apologized to a certain extent, but it was, well, you were a difficult child. You brought a lot of that onto yourself. Wow. And, I feel like that's why I say it's so important to educate yourself with mental health and be present mentally, physically, emotionally with your kids, because it does start as a child, and it does start in the home, because a sincere apology will go so far. And it's like people are so stuck on victim blaming.
Oh,
and that's a huge problem. Why are we victim blaming? I felt how I felt because you did what you did. Where's your accountability? It's not my fault you did what you did to me.
Exactly.
It's not my fault you did not protect me as a child and you're a parent. And
that's your only job as a parent.
Right.
That's it. That's how it should be.
Parents will also say, I did what I could. Well, honestly, if I'm being honest, what you did was not enough, and I needed more. And when I told you I needed more, you didn't hear me. You told me I needed to stop. I needed to calm myself down. I didn't need to speak on something that I'm making it up, or whatever the case may be. Right. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's always swept under the rug. And that's why so many people are mentally messed up in the head that are not okay.
Hold on. But let's also speak about these people that sweeping shit under the rug, right? Mm-hmm. So we all know those people. Right. So the ones who sweep this shit under the rug, you got, excuse my language, woo, you got people really supporting the bullshit. You got people, so how are they going to heal and learn, y'all, if they got people constantly saying, oh, no, what you did was fine. Yeah. Or, oh, don't worry about that. You don't need to apologize. Or, like, how? If you got people over here encouraging the fuck shit, excuse my language, nobody's ever going to grow or own their truth. Right. Or, like she said, take accountability. And it's really said, oh, I did this, but it's this. Or, oh, no, I only did this because it is. No, own your shit. We're all grown. And that's the only way everybody's going to heal. But like Miss Lee just said, these parents out here have no accountability. Not all of them. We're just saying the ones who cause trauma. They have no accountability. And they're constantly playing the blame game. Or, oh, here you go. Oh, I don't recall that. Or no, that's not what happened.
And they make you feel crazy.
No, it really sets you to a whole nother level. I'm glad that I've never been through that at all. But for the people that I'm close to and that I love, they have been through that. And I have even heard some nasty things come out of these parents' mouth. And I'm like, you are the reason why your son or daughter are in pain to this day. And you cannot own it.
And that's why I talk to my boys. I get upset with them or whatever, but we talk about it. We apologize. And kids are very smart. They can have those conversations with you, you know,
At a
on a
young
level
age.
that you might think that they can't have. They are very smart, especially these days. There's so much stuff out here they see.
They're
so
very
it's
observant.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
sponges. They
So
soak it all
it's
up.
very important that you do, even though me personally, like I said, I don't show emotions too much, but when it comes to my kids, that's a different story. That's a whole nother genre.
Exactly.
Right.
So parents need to, you know, we definitely need to do better.
Exactly. So we're going to get into the comments so we can get to the next topic.
Woo.
That was really deep, and it was a lot. It was a lot going on.
Right.
But
Oh, okay. So let me go back up. Miss Unique said, "Hey y'all, love y'all. Y'all look so beautiful as always."
Thanks,
we love you, beautiful.
Miss Renee said she loves y'all too, and she wants to see y'all.
Okay, we will.
We would love to see her.
And she also said, "I tried to live with it, but now that I have Kicking It Raw, I feel better because I can talk to y'all and get real positive feedback."
Oh
Yes.
gosh. Woo, see, I told y'all, I cried. I'm about to cry already. I cried with everything, and it's okay.
Yes.
Like I don't know. I just hit 30, and it was like,
Yeah,
okay,
you just cry all
you
the time.
crying.
She does.
You are
She
crying.
does.
I think it was from me holding so much in y'all that it's like it's no more
It's just
holding
like,
anything
it's
else
just
in.
out.
It's fine. It's
Oh,
fine.
we love you so much.
Yes,
And Kicking It
thank
Raw is definitely here
Yes.
for you always, for you to just let your voice be heard and feel free. And like you said, to feel like you can heal and not be judged. So we love you for that.
Yes.
Miss Najee said, "It's easy to just say things that's familiar or normal to them instead of truly being there for someone."
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? She's very,
It's
you are
very
very
few
right.
select
It's
people
easy to
that's
just
gonna
say
be
some
there.
words instead of actually physically showing up for them.
Yeah, it's very few that's gonna be there.
She also said, "To tell the truth, I need to change because I'm not ready for what I'm asking for. I want that support, but am I really ready?"
Oh, all right. I just want to
I
speak on
love
that real
that.
quick before we continue, Naj. That is something really deep that you really need to ask yourself. Because like I just said, we all say what we want, but when we have it in our face, the actual support, we
How
push
do
it
we-
away.
Right.
And I feel like don't do it until you're really ready. But
Right.
I know you, and you really deserve that, and you need that.
Excuse me.
So please,
Right.
like, I'm not saying rush it, but please, Naj, like, open that door to really accept that because you deserve it. I mean, you there for other people, and I had to realize that about myself. I'm there for everybody else, so let me let people be there for me.
That's hard for me.
Yeah.
It is. It was
It's
always
really
hard for
hard.
me.
But
Because that's how
it's
that's how
hard.
I also cope. Is I was attributing my happiness to doing
What
acts
I
of
really
service.
wanted.
Right.
Like, it was like, oh, I'll show unlimited love and support to
But I want
whatever.
that back.
But it's like, I realized, like, you deserve the same. But let's continue.
Let me go back up. She said Najee said not having that example in my household growing up.
Exactly. And I want to jump on that too real quick. When you don't have that in your household growing up and you're not shown properly from a child till whenever, you know, you move out or whatever the case may be, what to really do with your emotions and your mental health, that's unsafe. Basically, we all were out here just lost. We just knew what we seen and we took it with us.
Right.
And that's a problem.
Well, I could say I did have my dad and my grandma tried to help me, but like I said, even at a young age, I've always never trusted with my feelings or emotions, so I still would never speak on it. I still would hold it to myself because I just didn't trust to fully, like, even when I did start saying things or reaching out for help, I still never told fully in depth or gave full information because I just can't trust anybody with it.
Okay, so we'll get back to you, but you still do that to this day. Y'all just heard that, right? You still do that. So that's still lingering. That trauma or whatever caused you to do that is still lingering with you now as an adult. But let's continue.
Miss Unique said she agrees with Najee. She said, "I'm right with you on that. I have to work on me so I can be ready."
Exactly.
She also said, "Every day I'm trying to show and be better for my son because we already know the struggles of black men and boys."
Yes, Naj. Yes.
That's
She
what I
also
meant.
said, I feel you, Shania. They tried their best to dim my light.
And that's a problem. Because even as a child, they try to calm down, whatever the case may be. You're going to grow up as an adult to be exactly who you want to be. Unless you're constantly putting out that facade to try to make your parents feel comfortable or accept you. And you just too uncut and real for that. So, we already know.
Alright, I'm going to keep it going. Unique said, generational curses that have to be broke. It's crazy because I can relate for sure.
Exactly. And
They never do.
Right.
they need to be broken immediately.
They do. And that's why I said when it comes to me personally, I'm still in the work in progress. But when it comes to my children, I operate differently. Because
Right. Miss Najee said, I was loved very much, but it was toxic. It's definitely two sides of a coin.
So I just want to speak on that real quick before we keep going. You said you were loved, but it was toxic. So basically, you was not loved properly. Because if we were, and I had to realize that, if we were truly loved correctly, then half of the things that we took with us as adults would not be happening in our adulthood.
Right.
So you were loved, but you was not loved properly. And that's actually a problem.
Right.
It's a major problem.
She also stated, I need someone to take accountability. I don't even want the apology, but I need you to know what was done was wrong. Self-accountability.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that. Whew. Yes. It just gives you chills because it's like, come on. Right.
Unique said, preach. Y'all not telling no lies.
None at all, baby. You already know, real or raw. None.
Miss Renee said, that's the only way you will grow is to own up to it. And she said, y'all are truly the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are the best.
Thank
First of all,
you.
you are the best because you're owning your truth. And the
Right.
fact that you can live in your truth and you can own it, that's what makes you the one that stand out. The
Right.
ones who put on this facade and they act like nothing's
everything's
wrong,
okay.
that's the problem. So you are the best and we love you. And we're going to keep it rolling. So, we just touched on not escaping trauma. So, I want to go into depth on, and I don't want y'all to be afraid. Please don't. Please don't, because this is really serious. So I just want to go ahead and start. So we want to go into the depths of mental health and what mental health does to you, okay? So Miss D, we're going to go ahead and let you start and going on around. So speak on, your mental health and what it does to you. And could you please give them the signs in case somebody else are having these signs and what can help them?
For me, I suffer from depression, chronic depression. I've been suffering from it since I was a child. I never realized it until basically what it was until about high school, where I actually finally had a full-blown mental breakdown. And we are real raw, so I'll be honest. It was my first time I've ever attempted suicide. During these times, I escaped to sex first. Well, first it was drugs, then it was sex, and then it was both of them or whatever all together. A lot of the signs you need to look out for, especially when they get to that point where they are thinking about ending their life or attempting it, whether they're eating, sleeping too much, they're staying to themselves, not talking. During that time, I slept 24/7. I stayed in my room, no light. Slept all day, like I said. I didn't eat at all. I didn't come out my room. I missed the majority of my junior year of high school because I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't have the energy, the willpower, or anything. I didn't want to. Like I said, I attempted suicide. I tried ODing on pills. Thankfully, it did not go through, and fortunately, I'm still here. And I had a friend of mine, a homeboy, who I started talking to, who a stranger. I let him in a little bit about my depression and stuff. We still talk to this day, but he was really a big help then for me and helped me get out of that dark hole. But I still deal with it on and off. A lot of times, I recently had another point where I had wanted to end it, and got to that point, but it's definitely something you just need to watch. Make sure that you looking out for the signs. People, mood changes, swings, people. I'm just thinking about personally what I do when I know I'm in those moods. Arguments or anything, just negative energy surrounding them, their whole just mood swings. And sometimes you don't even realize it because we still might act the same, but you still just gotta, I guess, keep an eye out on them.
Exactly, and thank you for sharing your truth and living in your truth and owning it. Ms. Danielle, would you please tell our viewers and supporters, just some of the signs and things that you have experienced, so if they can relate to it,
Yes, definitely. Well, I haven't been medically seen by anyone or diagnosed with anything specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say personally for myself, by me being in school and in psychology classes, et cetera, in my background education, that I know that I
educated woman.
Experience depressing moments. Okay, I'm not gonna say I am diagnosed with depression or anything because that hasn't been, but I have experienced depressing moments, and I have gotten myself so worked up where I have experienced panic attacks before. I think I experienced about 3 times in my life. The first time, it just hit me out of the sun. I thought I was about to die. My heart pounding. It's like nobody can help me and save me. It's like, I can't breathe. Even though 1,000 people around me, nobody is noticing that. It's like my head is like pounding. Like when you're in a movie and, it's like people, it was crazy. But, I think I got off track just now.
You were just telling them your symptoms and the things you
Yes,
did.
so like I said, I haven't been diagnosed, but when I know that I am in that depressing moment, and I'm a person that I always like to be to myself anyway, naturally, so, me being to myself wouldn't probably send off any signal to anyone, but, I like to be to myself, and like I said earlier, I like to just get through it myself. I do have mood swings all the time. I can be happy and then I'm mad and then, oh, hey girl, what you doing the next moment? Like, wasn't you just mad at me? Like, so I can say for me, those are some things that I,
but that
notice
can
about myself.
also have something to do with, your genes or,
right.
because I think it can have something, me personally, to do with, bipolar.
Right.
But I can say that because I'm her sibling.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we have the same genes. So that's okay.
And bipolar
Judgment
does
free
run
zone.
in
Yes.
your family. So
yeah,
that's
it does.
genetic.
So I just want to speak on this. First of all, mental health is very serious, okay? I just want to go ahead and jump into it, and because this is something that we wanted to tap into anyway.
Right.
First of all, when people used to say anything about mental health, I used to think they were lying. I thought they were putting on the act. I thought it was a front. I was basically a non-believer. I didn't know what the hell people was talking about. I used to be like, they weird, or stop lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just never knew anything of it. I thought it was nothing until I lost my mom back, in 2016, and that's when I experienced it, and it hit me so hard. Like, I didn't know what was happening until I really realized what was happening.
Right.
So some things for me is that I experienced that I don't know if some of y'all experienced, and I'm just telling y'all so y'all can look for the signs. So I get really, really nervous fast. My nerves would get really bad, and I'll feel like sick and nauseous. Like, it can happen with the quickness, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's starting. I also can shake or get jitters a lot. I also can have mood swings. You know, I can be chill and then I can be upset or crying. It's multiple mood swings. And more than anything, I notice is when I'm like really standoffish and I feel sick. That's how I know my symptoms are coming to affect me. And I know the difference when I'm actually depressed and when it's my anxiety. I have learned the two. So I could be like, okay, my anxiety is acting up today. Or, okay, I'm really depressed and it's just one of those days. So I definitely say pay attention to your mental health. Know what you're battling and know all that you're dealing with. I mean, honestly, it's nothing for even to this day for us to go get checked and really know what we're even really truly dealing with. But I just want to, that's some of my symptoms that I deal with. I also do not like being around a whole bunch of people. Yes, everybody knows me out here. Okay, cool. But I do not like to be all up in people's face. I do not like to be in big crowds. I stay with my siblings, my father, my ladies Deval, and a few other people that I love. I'm not really big on all that because here comes my anxiety acting up, and then I'm all fidgety. It's just too much. So I try to stay out of that. But some of the signs that I want to read off to y'all that y'all might experience, and y'all can comment and feel comfortable, and then I'll let Miss Lee speak. Some of the experiences that, some of the symptoms that you can experience from anxiety is definitely feeling nervous, which is what I deal with. Restless. Speaking of that, I did not get any sleep for a whole 3 years straight. And so recently, all praise to the Most High. Yeah, I ain't getting into all that because I don't want to be, religion against anybody. But I had to say that. Or you feel very tense or restless. Having a sense of danger or panic, which happens a lot. Increased heart rates. That is very serious. That's how you know. Well, for me, I know, okay, it's
increased heart rate can be, like I said, panic attacks, anxiety,
yes,
heart attack.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it can be
definitely hyperventilation, sweat, and trembling. That's what I go through. The shaking. Feeling very weak and tired. Who all goes through that? Say I go through it. Okay. Trouble concentrating, like you're losing focus of everyday life and what's going on in present. I think that's something that you're dealing with right now, which honestly sounds like a huge sign for you. And it's very serious, being, hungry or not wanting to eat, loss of appetite, suicidal thoughts, weight loss, weight gain, aggravation, excessive crying, okay, and I keep crying. So I'm just saying. Also, it could be several other things, but I just wanted to put it out there that's a lot of things that you can deal with when it comes to anxiety. Now, depression, I was gonna say a lot of those are also a mixture of depression too. But also another thing with depression that you can deal with is thoughts of abuse, if you've been abused, physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, which we all know that is very traumatizing, and that's a lot to deal with. Certain medications, which I'm not even shocked, can trigger you into depression. Conflict and drama, avoiding conflict and drama, that's very serious, I guess. I think that's something that you spoke on because it triggers you. Death or losing someone, we all know that's major. And it's a whole bunch. I could keep going, but I just wanted to read off some of the things that you guys might be going through that you can speak on when it comes to anxiety and depression, or even if it's not anxiety or depression, just anything. Like you said,
a lot of stuff is similar. A lot of stuff is similar.
And I just wanted to touch on that. But how do I deal with mine? I'm gonna get into it real quick before Shania speaks. I don't really deal with it. It's just more so I just push through it. Like if I know my anxiety is acting up, I just take some time to myself, like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and try to calm down and get myself together. And when my depression is reacting a certain way, I'll just take some time to myself, not really talk to anyone. Maybe an hour or two and get myself together. It's not easy. Not all the time can you even push through that, by the way. You have to get to that level of, okay, I've been through this, I've seen this, so now I know how to handle it. By the way, so
Right.
it's not that simple for everybody. I just
Right.
want to put that out
True.
there, and that's what I wanted to
definitely
say. Miss Lee, if you want to, let them know anything in regards to your mental health and the symptoms that you do see.
So, like Miss D, I've dealt with mine since I was a child. However, I did not know really what it was, or did I try to really get any help until I was an adult. I think that had a lot to do with upbringing, in the sense of, you feeling like something is off with you, but when you ask somebody, can you talk to somebody? I think a lot of black households don't really agree with, black parents don't really agree with therapists and psychologists and
Yes.
stuff. It's very frowned upon.
It's like, right?
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with you, girl.
You don't need to speak
Boy,
to
go sit your
nobody.
ass down.
You're trying to get me in
Like,
trouble type situation. So I definitely didn't realize that I had depression or anxiety until I was
And I'm gonna be
adult.
honest, not to interrupt you, but the black culture is really big on blaming their kids for things that they're doing.
Mhm.
Oh, they're
Right.
quick to say, "Oh, you're going to get me in trouble by the law," or "Oh, you doing this is going to cause this." Like, stop, seriously.
No, you doing that
Exactly.
and having that kid cover up,
Right.
or oh, I should have said this.
Yeah. Exactly.
You the one gonna get yourself in trouble.
But
That's
it's
only if the
yeah,
actual
it's fine,
parent
I'm
is even
sorry.
paying attention.
Right. I will say in my younger years, as far as depression and anxiety, I was very withdrawn. I didn't feel as if I fit in. I felt like I was the odd one out. I always felt like the ugly stepchild. Like, I felt like I was the oddball out constantly. Like, I felt like my family, like, the opposite of what I did. Like, they liked everything, but I liked something else. Like, I like to read and be chill and goofy sometimes, and they like scary movies and parties or whatever the case may be. So I felt very reserved, very closed in, very out of place, which really put me in dark places, because I felt as if, like, I'm not in the right family. Which is very confusing to a child, because you feel as if, like, unsure of who you are, or should I change to fit in, which honestly gave me more issues, because I never really truly knew who I was, because I tried to fit in so I could receive,
Reciprocate that same.
get that love and that attention, and participate in things that they like. As I got older, I was very promiscuous. I felt that I needed attention from males, and that would solidify or fill the void that I was feeling. And honestly, it didn't fill anything. I would say after, I felt really worthless. I really felt like less than, like, bottom of the shoe type worthless. But in that moment, it felt good, and it felt like, oh, maybe this person likes me, or they love me, even though it wasn't even that type of situation.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I would be very down and depressed, and then I would go do it again, and it was like, okay, I feel good for a moment, and then once that high,
reality hit.
so that, and I created, like, a different me. Like I stated earlier, like, talking to people online, you could be whoever you wanted to be. So I would live out things like, like, I'm Brittany, I'm 25, and I got 10 degrees. I could be that person, or I could say, yeah, I come from a very well-rounded family. We're close, and we're all good together. And they were like, okay, cool, nice to meet you, Brittany. And it would be fine. And then that's when I got into writing, because I realized that was a way for me to express myself and create these scenarios that I really wanted in my family. Excuse me. So I would say that, and honestly, the eating, not eating, being very withdrawn, not feeling as if you fit in, it really can go down. A lot of the symptoms that you read, I've experienced. And a lot of times you don't even realize that you're experiencing those till after the fact. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You need something to drink?
I did, but I got real bad acid reflux. I'm so sorry. But there's a lot of different symptoms, but I say now with anxiety, I'm very protective. I am very scared of something happening to the ones that I love. And it's very hard for me to let go of that control because I feel like I've never really had control over my life. So I take control over what I can. There's a lot of different layers to the onion. I'm telling you, it's different symptoms, different things that you will go through having depression or anxiety or personality disorder or, you know, whatever the case may be, not knowing who you are. It's a lot to
Or
it.
post-traumatic stress.
Right. PTSD is very real.
That's probably everybody got that, you know.
I didn't realize I had that until recently, and I was like, wow.
You know, kids, adults.
So I do
everybody.
want to chime in real quick on this comment, and let's keep it rolling. So Renee did say depression is real. I used to have it really bad, mood swings that had me up and down. I think we all can definitely agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
It will have you fluctuating. Like Monday you could be woo, Tuesday you just hey, Wednesday you just shut down,
Right.
and then you back up. Like it really just depends on, like I said, taking control of your mental health and knowing the signs and the symptoms is what will help you continue to get better and heal. So I just want to speak to y'all real quick about non-believers. I just want to know real quick, did y'all always believe, you know, how major and serious mental health was, or did y'all just not? I mean, you've been dealing with it for a while, but did you even recognize it? Did you even know what was going on with you?
No, like I said, not till high school. That's when I finally realized it was depression, and I didn't see help for it until I was an adult. But I always did believe, even though I didn't know what I was personally going through was depression, I did always believe like depression and stuff like that was real. I always did think it was something that existed. I'm not sure if I ever really knew the full extent on how bad or how serious it can be, but
So you
I
was
did.
a believer. What about you, sis?
Yeah, I always believed in those illnesses. Did I understand all of them? No. Wasn't too. As I with my education, they helped me to understand a lot. And as I got older and people expressed it and things, but yeah, I was always a believer of, you know, never
Right.
doubted.
What about you, babe?
I'm a believer. I was very young, even though I didn't understand it fully. I feel like I understood that people had things going on within them that may not be really discussed.
Right. And I also understand that, like I said, it can be genetic. It can be your make of your genes, you know, biology.
Right.
It can be a lot of things that contribute to somebody's mental health.
But
Exactly.
you will never, a lot of people don't even know that though, because a lot of people don't get tested, or they
push it
they
under the rug.
sweep it under the rug, because I thought I was crazy, if I'm going to be honest with you, because as a child, and I'm sure you can speak for yourself, but as a child going through those things, it's very confusing and very scary. Because I felt like I was going crazy, like, okay, am I creating these scenarios in my head? Because, you know, my parents would be like, okay, chill out, there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, okay, but there's something is wrong with me. I don't know what it is. There's something going on. So, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I was confused because I didn't really, like I said, I always kept mine to myself, but it was still like, what's going on? Why am I sad all of a sudden, or why am I always so sad, or anything like that, and why nobody notices it? Is this normal or anything like that?
Why can't I be normal? Why can't I fit in? I definitely agree with you.
and I do want to say for non-believers out there, it is very real. And I
Yes,
know,
let's speak on it, please.
I do want to speak on one thing that's very, like I said, I have been in that shoes where suicide was on the table for me, and a lot of people
Same
feel
for
like
me.
when people announce it or something like that, they're just wanting attention. Honestly, if somebody close to you actually expresses that or reaches out and tells you, listen, because I'm be honest, you always don't get that sign. I didn't reach out to nobody. I was just doing it, and that was going to be the end. I didn't let nobody know. I didn't want to tell nobody. I didn't reach out or nothing. So when you actually get that opportunity, listen and actually be there for that person and check in on them.
Right. And I just want to say for the non-believers who think mental health is a joke, that's what I mean as far as non-believing. It's not a joke. It could be your best friend, your girlfriend, your grandmother, your mom, your dad, your siblings, whoever going through it and you don't even know because they're not expressing it. Pay attention to the signs and really show that support, okay? You don't want to be regretting anything happening. God forbid anything happens to any of these people. But you don't want to be regretting, like, I really wish I had been there. Right. I really wish I had, listened or helped them. And also understand when somebody is dealing with something like depression or anxiety or any mental health issue, period. Understand that they are not leaning on you to judge them, okay? They are leaning on you because they need somebody to tell them, no, keep fighting. You matter. I love you. And I want y'all to remember that. Everybody who's even watched this live tonight or still on this live, you matter. You are loved. Please keep pushing, okay? You are needed here. It's the reason why you're here and you have a purpose. So please keep going. And for the non-believers, show that support. Action. Action. We need actions because too many people are leaving or losing their life. And they're taking their life. And it's very serious. And I don't know if you guys have, been watching Love&Hip. Everybody knows it's a drama reality show, but this season has been very big on mental health. I don't know if y'all know the rapper,
Scrappy.
No, not Scrappy, but yes, I want to talk about him too. But I forgot her name. She's on tour with Kevin Gates. Rennie Rucci. She is going through a lot on Love&Hip this year. Her mom basically caused her a whole bunch of trauma as a child, and her mom is just still as an adult not owning it up. You can see the pain. She cries like literally every show. Her mom blames her, and her mom does not live in her truth. And she said that has affected her as an adult, and she tried to move on. And it's a work in progress. And she said, even if she doesn't have a relationship with her mom, she would love her mom to own her truth so that her kids can, but she don't see her mom owning her truth. Also, Scrappy, y'all know Lil Scrappy, the rapper from Atlanta. He is going through it. He sent out a suicide a message on his social media platform, and luckily he had some good friends that showed up for him. But he was in a very, very dark space, and I just want to say, men, please do not ever be scared to be vulnerable. You matter. You are loved just as much as a woman cry and show her emotions. You have to show your emotions and cry. You are never weak. Like I said, you're weak when you're scared to show them emotions. And even if women are telling you, you're a man, man up, be quiet, whatever, make sure you stand up for yourself and you let that out. And if somebody is out here telling men that they are weak, or calling them the B word, or saying men don't cry, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because just as much as women need to let their emotions out and be heard, men do too. They matter. We love y'all, kings. And please keep pushing, because we know a lot of times men are not heard. They're not taken serious. It's a joke to everybody. But they really do fight everyday battles in silence. And I got a phone call from somebody who's very important to me that I love earlier this week, and he just felt like, what else do I have to fight for? And I let him cry, I let him scream, I let him cry for 10 whatever so minutes, and once he got done crying, I let him vent, and I said what I had to say, and he's still here. It matters, okay? And by the way, if a man come to you and cry and really is vulnerable with you, you are his safe space.
Right.
Okay? So take that very serious, because men do not cry in front of everybody, and they do not lean on everybody, because this whole world has put so much on men of, you know, men can't be vulnerable, men can't show emotion. When in reality, they are human.
Right.
And they have to be free, just like women do. So men, I love y'all kings. Please cry, scream, vent, whatever. I don't care. You are not weak. You are not the B word. You are a man, and nothing's going to change. You are the same human being that us women are.
Right,
You deserve
exactly.
that chance to basically be free and let that pain and that hurt out.
Right.
And I know a lot of men go through their dark faces in silence. But honey, when you got real women by your side and you got people who really love you, you do not have to suffer in silence. And I just want to say that.
Yes, I love it.
I'm happy that more men are coming out about their mental health, especially black men, because in their community, it is big on them, like instilled in them from childhood. Why are you crying? Don't cry, man up, and everything else. But the fact that Scrappy's coming out and he reached out and talking about his mental health, and then Lil Wayne just had a whole interview about his battles with mental health since he was
that
a
was
kid.
a lot. That was a lot.
Even hearing his story.
Shout out to Weezy Baby.
I was watching a video on him talking about his depression, and it brought tears to my eyes even just hearing him say when he was, believe, 10 years old, 10 or 12, and he was so depressed and in depression to the point that he just wanted to end it, and he shot himself.
He did. I remember.
In the chest. It was like, he said he thought like he would have to scare himself to get himself in it. But he said that was the scariest part because he didn't have to. It was just easy for him to just pull the trigger. And he just laid there. And then when he realized he wasn't dying or whatever, he said, well, I guess I'm supposed to still be here, and slid to the door for the police that was knocking on the door. But it's just the fact that he even opened up, and he said the reason he did open up is because he wanted to help somebody else. He wanted people to hear it. And, you know, for years, he lied about the gunshot and everything, and said it was, he got shot or whatever. And for him to finally open up about the truth behind it, I just love it.
And also, a lot of people have been talking about Lil Wayne and bashing him for the way he's been looking with his hair all over the place and all this stuff. But if you couldn't see that something was wrong with that man, then you don't know the signs, and you don't pay attention to anything but the wrong things. Because you can clearly see that he has been fighting that battle for years. You can see it. And it was like, oh, he look a mess, and all.
Even if you
like, how could you not see that?
With that, you can clearly
see something's wrong.
Something. Yeah.
Some people are so focused on the negative they can't.
Or they focus on
the
the
wrong,
the image, the outside.
That's not even important.
That's not important. It's really not. I just definitely want to say, please, non-believers, please.
It's real.
And honestly, you don't want to go through what I went through. You know, being a non-believer, and then it hits you, and now you're just confused, you're lost, and you're going through
what
it.
happens.
And sometimes you do have to learn by your own life experiences. It's sad. And for the men out here, we love y'all. We do. And please cry, please vent, and please be free with your emotions.
There's nothing
and
wrong with being vulnerable.
Nothing.
At all.
Don't hide it, because you are loved and you are needed. And I know a lot of, you know, African American men go through it where, you know, if they cry, it's the end of the world, or they weak, or they the B word, or you're not anything of that. And if a woman is calling you that at your lowest, and when you're vulnerable, you don't need her. I don't care who it is. And you need to choose yourself first. Like we always say, self-love is what? The best love. So you ladies got anything else before we go?
I just thought about other warning signs. I realized personal experiences that you should also look out for, especially parents. Pay attention to risk. Pay attention to your kids or friends. Pay attention to their wrist, their body, especially if they're wearing bracelets. Parents, if your child's wearing shorts and stuff, check on, make sure they thighs. Also, if somebody used to wear a lot of shorts and stuff, and all of a sudden they wear sweatpants or leggings all the time, they don't want to wear shorts. that is definitely a sign they are probably hurting themselves, cutting, or burning themselves.
The music that they're listening to.
Oh yeah, definitely that too.
Yes.
What they're watching.
The new interest or lack of interest in things. That's very big.
Yeah.
So, like we said, you know, it's always a blessing for us to just come on here and talk about things that's very sacred and hard to deal with.
Right.
We want to share our truth with y'all. We want y'all to heal with us. We do not care at all about who's watching us, who's watching what we're saying. We don't care. If we cared, we wouldn't be on here for a year and some change.
Right.
We don't care about that. It's all about healing and uplifting each other. Renee, cuz we love you. You said we the best. No, you the bomb, baby. We love you, and we just want you to heal from this.
Food.
Yes,
Right.
Oh, speaking of that food, we need to get back over there because that food was amazing. But like I said, you all matter, men and women. These children matter. Let's get this mental health in order. Let's support each other, uplift each other, and we love y'all. And don't ever forget, even when you're at your darkest moments, you will see the light if you choose to see the light. And don't let what I just said go over your head.
Choose, exactly.
Yes.
Because trust me, I don't need to go back into debt, but if I can pull out of it, y'all got to do it. Y'all got to. If Miss Lee can pull out of what she went through, you got to do it. And I can honestly say all of us on this couch have been through severe trauma, okay? So I just want to say, don't ever feel like it's the end of the world. And like I said, if somebody is putting you down, men, for being vulnerable, you don't need them. Women, keep uplifting these kings when they need you. And women, continue to let these people in. Naj, let them in. Me, I'm letting them in. Miss Danielle, when you're ready, let them in. Let everybody start showing you unconditional love and support. Everything that you never had, start accepting it. And we love y'all. And as always, like we always say,
One more thing I want to add in. Also, in case everybody who does deal with depression and anxiety, I do have some apps that I do use to help some and everything. And of course, they have little chat forums, so if you're somebody who do like talking to strangers and stuff like that, you can post, or even if you don't want to talk to strangers, you can post anonymously, but it's people going through the same thing, and it's support group. And after the show, I will post the links or the names of those different apps. You might find them, they might help you, or anything like that.
I love it. I love it. And like we always say, hashtag kicking it raw, hashtag raw, hashtag real authentic women. We love y'all. We out. And don't forget, tomorrow is Raw Cafe Sunday dinner. Get in, get ready, good eats.
Yes.
We love y'all. And also, we're going to go ahead and drop that mental health hotline in the comments for anybody who just want to just be anonymous and be free.
Yes, thank y'all. Good night.
Love y'all.
Bye. Great.
Night.